Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Annette, and today guys, I am going to be sharing with you all how I make my double layer glitter flakes, which is really, glitter flakes is really just glitter vinyl, but how I use it to make my applique design. So if you are new to embroidery applique, you might be thinking, what is applique? Well, think of it this way. Applique is a technique that you use to replace your fill stitch in your embroidery design. So fill stitch, everywhere that I have this glitter vinyl, that would have been stitches. So if I had to stitch this out, all stitches, it would be a huge file, right? So you use fabric, in this case we're using vinyl, to replace that fill stitch. And then you have a satin stitch or outline stitch is called, or decorative stitch around it to complete it, to make it look neater. So in applique, you have to make sure that your design is digitized for applique. So you can't just take any design and decide that you're going to do applique with it, right? So in applique, you would have a placement stitch, which would show you where to place. In this case, like I said, we're using vinyl, so where to place your vinyl. Then you would have a tack down stitch, which you see the placement stitch, you place your vinyl, then you have a tack down stitch to hold it in place, and then your decorative stitch, and any other stitch after that that you have in the design. So let's quickly go over the supplies I'll be using, and seeing that it's glitter applique, of course I need glitter vinyl, right? So I have this rainbow, this piece of rainbow glitter, and then, so that's going to be my outline. This silver is going to be the words for the girl, right? And again, I would mention that is not recommended to do glitter on glitter because you tend to get lifting, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it and you would get zero lifting. All right, you would love this. All right, so I'm going to also use my 11 by 13 Mighty Hope. And before I forget, I'll show you again later, but real quick, let me just lift this up. Your glitter comes with a carrier sheet. So you see this carrier sheet, this clear sheet? You want to rip this off. You do not want to embroider with your carrier sheet on. So you got to take your vinyl off of the carrier sheet and embroider on it. So that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so I am hooping this upside down because I don't like putting my shirt in by the neck. The design is fairly huge. Okay. So now let's go to the machine. Okay, let's go ahead and do a frame out. You can see the indentation of the placement stitch. So I'm gonna put the vinyl on, and if I can find my, give me 1 second guys. All right, let me back out of here as far as I can. All right, so as I mentioned before, you want to turn it over. And before I do that, instead of cutting all the vinyl, so the design is that's right at the edge. So it's right there. Let me see how close it is. This is too close. Okay. So let's put it this way. And we'll cut it. And so gonna measure it up. It's like right there. I'm gonna cut this down. I'm gonna use this vinyl for my applique anyway, so I'm gonna just take the carrier sheet, and this is the carrier sheet. So you wanna take your vinyl, your glitter vinyl off of this carrier sheet. Like they say, be gentle with it because you don't want to rip the vinyl. Okay, so that's the carrier sheet. This is the carrier sheet, goes in the trash. And I'm not even gonna cut this, I'm just gonna put it over. Because once it's stitched down, then I'm able to rip it off. I don't like wasting my vinyl, so I want it to be as close to this edge as I can get away with. Okay, so now my 2 layers, that was just the placement for my second layer. But what I am going to do, what I do, because it's recommended to not layer glitter on glitter, that causes it to, cause you to get some lifting of your vinyl. For some reason, they don't adhere to each other. So what I do is I will take this off. I'm trying to be gentle and I'm trying not to waste my extra vinyl. And this design, guys, I got it. Well, I shouldn't say I got it. I made this design and I sell it on craftingblanks.com, which is crafting with a K, blanks.com. So, I make my designs that I want to use and I also sell them. That is my website. So if you all are interested in purchasing this design, you can get it at craftingblanks.com. Crafting Club is my Facebook group that I just started. Okay. I'm going to take off all the loose ones. So because I'm going to press it now, when the satin stitch go over this, you really won't see it, but I like my corners to be as clean and as neat as they can be. So this part that I'm removing here, it's the outline. Then I'll go in. I'm being a little crippled today, guys. Okay, so this is the outline. This is where my other vinyl is gonna be, and so I am gonna remove this inner part right here. Now, if this was fabric, you would have been fine to leave this here. But again, we're dealing with vinyl, so just take your time and remove this. You're dealing with not just vinyl, but glitter vinyl. Regular HTV, you can layer it and they adhere to each other, but with glitter, for some reason, like I said, you would get some lifting, and so it's recommended to not layer glitter on glitter. Just take your time. Another thing too, with applique, you want to set your machine to stop after each color change. All right, because you don't want it to stitch all the way through, and you really don't want to have to babysit your machine, watching it as it to stop it. So you set your machine to stop after each color change. So that's the L. So we put this back on the machine and sew on the letters. Now we are going to repeat the same process that we did for the bottom, right? But in this case, because I have it on a roll, if you can see my roll, let me just back out this. Okay, so I have this on a roll, so I'm gonna cut this. It's not a sheet like the other one was. I cut it right. Yep. And of course, we are going to do the same thing and remove this carrier sheet. Carrier sheet goes in the trash. And we're going to lay this over that. Right. What I do to make sure that it stays in place as best as it can, I use some tape. You don't have to do this, but if you're a beginner, I would encourage it. it does help keep your fabric, your vinyl in place, right? Just make sure that it's not in your stitching way, that your stitches won't catch it. So now we take this back to this embroidery machine. So here we go. Remove my tape. And again, you don't have to put the tape down. I do. Sometimes to just hold my vinyl in place. And if you're a beginner, you probably want to do that, but you don't have to. All right, guys, we are doing applique using glitter vinyl. When you're taking the vinyl off, this top vinyl, it might be easier to pull it towards the stitching. It helps it to tear cleaner. And we will come back and clean up all those, small pieces that we missed. So I'm going to use a piece of butcher paper laid over my design. I'm using my Cricut, and my Cricut is set to 325 for 25 seconds. Now you don't necessarily need to leave it this long, but I do. And I'm pressing both layers at the same time. And there we go, it's adhered to the shirt, so it makes the stitching around so much easier. So let's take it back to the embroidery machine and finish our stitch out. Okay, so this is the finished design. So I am gonna take it out the hoop. And let me take the back end off. And this is tearaway stabilizer that I have on the back, but you see how light and sheer it is, right? It almost looks like tearaway. Let me cut this off real quick. Well, not too real quick, because we don't want to cut into a shirt, but I'm using this duckbill scissors. And it's hurting like crazy. And make sure your shirt is flat on the back side, because you really don't want to cut your shirt. Okay. So this is the finished shirt. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you all for joining me. And if you found value in this video, please give me a like, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you will be notified when I drop more videos, and I will be dropping a lot more. All right, that being said, everything that I use as far as the design would be in the link, in my description link. Also, if you want to purchase this sweatshirt, you can get it at embroidered.com. The design is at craftinblanks.com, spelled with a K, craftinblanks.com for the applique design. And with that, guys, see you on the next one.